brought to you in part by Republican State Representative Trey Kelly of Cedartown.
This is Representative Trey Kelly. I want to wish all the players and coaches a safe and successful season. You've worked hard to represent us on the field, and I'm proud to represent you in the Georgia House of Representatives. Again, this is Representative Trey Kelly, and I want to thank you for listening to the Big Double A. Go Dogs!
This announcement paid for by State Representative Trey Kelly, kellyforhouse.com.
And we are back in the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 is your score. The Bulldogs would get out of a bases-loaded jam with a swinging strikeout from Everett Perkins. We apologize having a little technical difficulties, but we should be back on the air. It's Gerald Perkins and Yarborough due up here in the bottom of the second. And the count now 3 balls and 1 strike on Tweet.
I think we are back up now. 3-1 on the way is hit sharply to shortstop. The pick by Vargas, the throw to first in time to retire Owen Tweet Gerald. So, Sam, why don't you catch everybody up on what happened when we were off the air for a moment? It was a pretty big moment.
We had the bases loaded. There was a chance for Cartersville to plate a couple runs and jump back on top, but Everett Perkins would battle back and would get a swinging strike 3 called to leave the bases loaded and preserve the Bulldogs' lead. Now it's up to the Dogs' bats to see if we can continue. It'll be Perkins here in the 8th spot.
Perkins takes a bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. One 1-0 pitch on the way. Ball 2, missing outside. And for those watching on Facebook and YouTube, it may have bumped you to a new video, so just look for that live video. Hit sharply to third, and a dive gets through to left field for a base hit. Diving try by the third baseman, Purdy, but he's not able to get to it. And another hit for the Dogs here with 1 out. So Perkins gets a base knock.
That's just a rip there by Perkins. That'll be the 4th base hit for the Dogs. Correction, 3rd base hit, for the Dogs.
B.J. Flemister will head out there to run for the pitcher, Perkins.
So both teams now with 3 hits. Cedartown with the 2 runs. Cartersville with the lone error on the game so far. Let's bring up Jacob Yarborough, getting start out in right field.
Pickoff move to first base, and Flemister back there safely.
Very quick move back over to first from Russell.
The right-handed pitcher, Russell, comes set. The stretch, the pitch. High for ball 1.
Opportunity here for the Dogs to add an insurance run. You know, Flemister is a speedy runner over at first base.
1-0 pitch. Squares to bunt, pops the bunt up left side. It's going to land foul. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Samuel Formby waiting on deck. Got the Bulldogs' first hit.
Don't you love to see that 84?
I love it. Although next week you might have to get your sweatpants out again, and sweaters.
That's true.
The first couple of days.
Have some rain this weekend as well.
Blackberry winter will be upon us. 1-1. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Probably going to be our last cold snap, I would think, for this season before it really starts to get warm. Of course, the pollen has been ridiculous.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I'm glad I was, there's a throw to first. Flemister was really leaning off the bag, but he slides back in safely. But I was glad I was kind of confined to a little room for the weekend, and not the big house.
That's right.
But the hospital. Hit to right field. That is going to drop for a base hit. Flemister had to wait for a moment to make sure that it wasn't caught. He gets over to second base, so they'll be at first and second. 2 consecutive hits. The Dogs are in business right here.
Really good piece of base running there by Flemister. And then he had to be sure he held the bag at second once he got there.
When Logan over there in right field kind of was trying to deke the runner to see if he would go back. You know, he didn't have to get right back to the bag, but Flemister did kind of get back near the bag in case it was caught, but then he took off and was able to get to second base in just the nick of time.
We'll go back to the top of the order. Samuel Formby now, 1 for 1 with a run scored. He had a single to lead off back in the bottom of the first.
Samuel.
2 on, 1 out. Runners on first and second. The pitch. That's a bunt try at the plate, and that's going to be a foul ball. Strike. Open umpire ruled that ball dead immediately. No balls and 1 strike. Next week, we host the Dalton Catamounts here on Tuesday. Doubleheader at Dalton Friday. And then the last series of the season, Southeast Whitfield, 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that pitch was way inside. And they're going to call that a foul ball or a strike. I think it's going to be a swing and a miss because moving to third base was B.J. Flemister.
Yeah, and now they're going to have a visit, I think, from Cartersville because that is going to be the call. It's going to be a swing and a miss.
A swing and a miss and I guess a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Cartersville coach has asked for help, so the umpire crew will get together.
And I'll be honest with you, I thought I heard the ball hit the bat. And it could have been just my ears. But they're going to send him back to second base and say it was a foul ball. I thought that was actually the case myself, but the call is overturned, the initial call overturned after a discussion for the officials. I wish it wasn't that way, but
that'd be nice.
That's how it was. No balls, 2 strikes. Russell set. The pitch. Called strike 3 right down the middle. You got to swing at that pitch. And Samuel Formby is called out on strikes for out number 2, and that'll bring up Ace Allen.
Allen 1 for 1 with a run scored. Against a team like Cartersville, you don't want to let these golden opportunities to pick up a run or two fade away. So it'll be up to Allen.
Allen 1 for 1, as you mentioned, a run scored. Allen with a cut and a miss for strike 1. Russell looks in, deals his 37th pitch, and it's a high chopper to third base. He'll try to tag the runner going by, and by doing that, did not get the throw to first base in time, and that's going to load the bases up. He kind of tried to tag Flemister coming by, but in that motion, Sam, he had no time to throw to first base, and Ace Allen reaches.
No, now you've got a speedy runner in Ace Allen, but had he gone to first initially and never thought about trying to make that tag to Flemister, I think you would see Cartersville getting out of the inning. Instead, it's the bases loaded with 2 outs, bringing up Caleb Formby.
Caleb, I think, had a sacrifice his last time. No official at bat on the sheet. But the base is full of dogs. And a big cut and a miss there by Caleb Formby, strike 1.
Says he had a sacrifice, reaches on error by pitcher Russell.
No balls and a strike.
It was
with 2 outs.
Bunt that went down kind of the third base side.
High, pitched is a ball. The throw to first is not in time on the pickoff attempt. 1 ball, 1 strike. What you don't want to do, though, is get picked off with the bases loaded.
That's true. But I also
especially
don't
for out
mind,
number 3.
Right, I also don't mind testing the catcher a little bit. But that one was a little too close for comfort.
And now the infielders are not really covering the bases. There's a swing and a miss there by Caleb Formby, strike 2. And now the Canes are a strike away from getting out of this inning, and The Dogs leading, the bases loaded. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runners with their leads. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Didn't mean to, kind of foul tipped it or fouled it back to the screen on a check swing. It'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. B.J. Flemister at third, Jacob Yauber at second, and Ace Allen, the runner on first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Cedartown 2, Cartersville 1. The 1-2 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat and foul the right side. Some spectators sitting up there at Doc Ayers Field will have a chance to run that one down.
Get a bat here by Formby.
Indeed it is.
Battling.
Another 1-2. Slicing that one right side and foul.
I don't think they'll have to chase this one as far.
No.
It's going to land just beyond the bleachers.
Some Cartersville faithful will run that one down. Sitting along the first base side. Cedartown fans down the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And the pitch is lined to left center field. That ball is going to get down all the way to the fence. 1 run is scored. 2 runs have scored. That's going to clear the bases. Throw home is nowhere near in time. And the Dogs have busted it open on a bases clearing double by Caleb Formby.
Formby just battled that. I mean, at bat, he just put up a heck of a battle, fouling off several, and then he found one that he could get into and drive, and that's exactly what he did. And thanks to that top half of the order that has a whole lot of speed, the Dogs are able to basically clear the bases outside of Formby. They put 3 runs on the board and have a 4-run lead, 5-1. As Jay O'Neill, the DH, will come to the plate. O'Neill with an RBI already on the afternoon. He'd love to add another one here.
The pitch on the way to O'Neill. Upstairs, ball 1. That ball was absolutely tattooed by Caleb Formby in the left center field. One to 0 the count to the Bulldogs DH. I'm not certain if we'll see O'Neill in game 2. I think we've in the past used him in a situation like this as maybe a closer. That was the plan to get in the Hiram series, and we did that. We'll see if we get to see him on the mound in this game or in game 2. Right now he's DHing. 1-0 pitch on the way to O'Neill. Fastball missing outside, 2-0. .2-0 pitch on the way. Grounded towards second base on a couple of hops. He'll field and throw McKibben to Crawford, and that'll end the inning. But Cedartown scores 3 times. A bases clearing double with 2 outs by Caleb Formby gives the Dogs a 4-run lead. 5-1 the score. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Dogs. 1 run and 3 hits for the Canes. We'll head to the 3rd inning after this on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
3 runs in the bottom of the second inning gives the Cedartown Bulldogs a 5-1 lead as we head to the top of the third inning. A big bases clearing double from Caleb Formby would plate all 3 runs for the Dogs.
2 runs in the first inning for Cedartown, 3 runs in that second, as we just mentioned. And Cartersville will come to the plate here in the third inning. First pitch, hits it. Number 35 is the batter. That's the DH Cochran. Cameron Cochran gets plunked in the back, and that'll be the first base runner to reach here in the third inning.
Number 1, Joel Pratt.
That'll bring up Pratt, the backstop. He has a walk on the afternoon.
Julius Pratt. Fourth inning score, Allatoona with a 3-0 lead over the Cass Colonels.
Yeah, it was short-lived.
Thanks to Eric, our YouTube viewer, for giving us that score. There's a foul ball hit to the right side. 0-1 the count. By the way, YouTube viewer Eric just about watches all of our ball games. He's a Cartersville and Cedartown fan, but when it comes down to it, he's a Cartersville fan. So we welcome all fans on the broadcast.
All fans are welcome here, absolutely.
Here's the 0-1. A breaking ball, strike 2. Good pitch there from Everett Perkins. Of course, both Cartersville and Cedartown in new regions this year after the realignment. 0-2. Strike 3 called. What a pitch there to Pratt. 1 gone.
Looks like the Catamounts are off tonight. They had a Wednesday night game where they fell 6-1, but in a non-region contest at East Hamilton.
Number 33, Braden Logan.
And their next series will be against Cedartown, so they're not playing this. They must be on spring break or something. They're able to kind of schedule that around. Of course, Cedartown will be playing Dalton during Cedartown's spring break next week. Here's Logan. Instead, they'll throw to first base, and back safely is Cochran. The stretch, the pitch. Breaking ball, and that was a beauty. Strike 1. Cartersville fans don't think so, but...
Well, they're wearing the wrong shade of the blue/purple family to make that decision, unfortunately. Of course, we're always in the wrong color. We're not even in the remotely close, but...
That's misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, one time, Major League Baseball umpires wore red. You remember that? For just a short, like it was in the 90s.
I don't remember that.
It was for some special occasion. I can't remember what it was, but they don't typically wear that color anymore. 1-1 pitch on the way. Low and away for ball 2. Good job there by Allred to block that ball. 2-1 the count. There's a drive deep to left field. That ball is crushed. That ball is going to be gone way out of here. And Cartersville, just like that, is right back in it. A 2-run jack by Logan. And he hit the daylights out of that ball. It's 5-3. Absolutely crushed. A 2-run home run. And here's Elrod.
2-run game now.
Nolan Elrod.
Bulldogs still up 5-3, and that'll bring up Elrod, who is 0 for 1.
There's a strike, 0-1. I'm not sure what kind of pitch that was. I was kind of looking away there. That pitch is low for ball 1, but I think it might have been a hanging breaking ball. I'm not sure.
It was hammered.
It was hammered, whatever it was. Ball 2 missing high and away.
He hung a breaking ball earlier that somebody got into.
Yeah, just got underneath it.
That one, but, yep.
But that one was not.
That was driven.
That was driven. It wasn't popped up. There's a liner foul left side. 2-2 the count.
Want to congratulate our Cedartown Lady Dogs and Bulldogs soccer teams on picking up wins last night.
Big
in
wins.
Senior night. Lady Dogs would defeat the Dragonettes of Pepperell 2-0. The Bulldogs, they would also pitch a shutout at 5-0. So back-to-back games for both Lady Dogs and Bulldogs where they would shut out the opponents.
Breaking ball missing well outside, and it's a full count 3-2 to the left-handed bat of Elrod. Nolan Elrod.
That would miss well out of the zone, and he'll be down at first base.
Next up, number 19.
And we've got time called. Looks like Coach Deport coming out to the mound this time. So Coach Davenport out of the dugout to talk to Perkins and the rest of the Cedartown infield. Good to see the soccer programs bounce back after some tough games in previous weeks.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the season, just how difficult of an area schedule that would be.
Oh, no doubt.
And they have gone up against some of the toughest teams in the state, including
Dalton and
Alatoona.
Yeah.
And just big-time programs. But both those teams continue to just fight and battle, and they picked up big wins here at home. And they had a great crowd last night for senior night as well. I was in attendance. I did a little PA announcing for the senior night festivities, and they had a fantastic crowd cheering on our Lady Dogs and Bulldogs. Also had a good showing of rec soccer players.
Here's David Vargas at the plate, and there's a called strike one. Nothing and 1 the count now with Nolan Elrod over at first. The stretch, the 0-1. Upstairs, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'd love a tailor-made 6-4-3 right here.
That would be great. Pitcher's best friend. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball for a called strike 2. That's been a good pitch when he locates it well, and he did then.
It's been a very good pitch when he's been able to locate it well. It's also been a costly pitch when he misses.
Yep.
He
1
was able
ball,
to
2 strikes.
hit the mark with that one.
Ground ball back to the pitcher. How about a 1-6-3 double play? We'll take it. Inning over. Cartersville scores 2 on a monster home run to left field, but it's still a 5-3 lead for the Bulldogs as we head to the bottom half of the third after this timeout on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.
Looking for great deals? Stop by Livewire Surplus, located on North Main Street in Cedartown. They've got everything from tools and generators to patio furniture, lawn mowers, flooring, cleaning supplies, mini splits, and much more. Whether you're tackling a project or upgrading your space, they've got what you need. Come check them out at the store today. You'll never know what you might find. Check them out on Facebook or visit their new website, livewiresurplus.com. That's Livewire Surplus, 546 North Main Street in Cedartown, 678-861-5021.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Georgia needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
2 runs on a big home run for the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes in the top of the third inning makes it a 5-3 game with the Dogs still on top as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Cedartown will bring up, I believe, Allred, Holiday, and Gerald. So 5, 6, and 7 due up. Allred 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Cedartown with the big 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning. But now with a just 2-run lead, we'll look to pick up a couple of insurance runs.
And here we go. Russell will deal, and that one will bounce up there for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes your count.
You know, hearing the crow in the background, it reminds me that, you know, a lot of times you'll see dead animals in the roadway, but, you know, you never see a crow dead in the roadway, and you know why? They're always yelling, caw, caw, caw.
There's a ground ball up the middle. Fielded, the throw to first will be in just in time. McKibben to Crawford there, handling the slow ground ball over to first base for out number 1. I thought it was some kind of...
But it's...
Yeah.
We'll be here all night, folks.
I'll tell you, you've got
all night.
I've got to get the dad jokes down, because, you know.
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
I bet you could find a good dad joke
Oh,
book
I'm
off
sure.
of Amazon.
I'm
maybe.
sure there's a book somewhere. Dad jokes for dummies?
Yeah.
That'd be perfect for me. Dalen Holiday. Day-Day hits a ground ball on a couple of hops to the shortstop. Can't handle the short hop, and he'll be safe. That'll probably be an E6, I would imagine.
I think you're right on that one. Still a good piece of hitting there by Holiday. Good hustle down the first base line. And, you know, that's why you run out every single play. That's why you hustle regardless, because there, Vargas just not able to handle it, and Holiday does reach on the air, so he'll be over at first base as Owen Jarrell comes to the plate. 0 for 1 on the afternoon. And it looks like
going to have a
Holiday's coming
pinch
out.
runner for Holiday. I think Coach Johnson, realizing how big these runs are, he wants to get a fast base runner out there. And number 16, that is Cole Cochran. We'll go out there to run, and I think Cochran forgot something. Now he'll
Did he forget his oven mitt? Oh, no, he's not wearing the oven mitt.
He doesn't have the oven mitt. Maybe he grabbed the wrong helmet. Who knows?
Maybe so.
But he's out there running for Holiday, who reaches on the E6. And Jarrell looking for a base hit here. 0 for 1 in his one trip to the plate. Russell throws a pitch to throw. They got him picked off. Got him picked off, and he's out at first base for out number 2. And the plan backfires. Caught him napping over there, and the throw goes over to first to tag him on the helmet. So the count is now, I think, was it a strike? Yep, strike 1. So no balls and a strike. Base running gaff for the Bulldogs here in the inning. The pitch. Oh, wow. Called strike 2 on a pitch that almost hit him on the bill of his helmet. 0-2. Grounded toward the hole in second base and through for a base hit. And Jarrell, with a 2-strike, 2-out base hit, will be at first base. And here's Everett Perkins. And that's where that base running gaff hurts.
Now you've got a runner at first and 2 outs.
Where you
could have had,
could have 2 on with 1 out.
Yep. So this will bring up Perkins, who is 1 for 1.
See if Perk can help himself right here. Russell kicks and fires. Strike called, 0-1. The pitch. Taken upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Jarrell really watching his lead over there at first base.
There's a pop-up to the right side. Second baseman McKibben is underneath it. He'll make the catch. And the Bulldogs strand a runner in the home half of the third. Cedartown 5, Cartersville 3. We'll be back after this timeout on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.
Shop local and save big at Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10% on South College Street in Cedartown. High-quality hand-cut meats and produce and low-priced national brand name dry groceries and lots more. And while you're there, stop and get something fresh and delicious from the deli. That's Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10%, 430 South College Street in Cedartown across from the post office. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. That's Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10% on South College Street in Cedartown.
Hey, it's the Border Mexican Restaurant located at 718 North Main Street right here in Cedartown. They serve a wide variety of your favorite Mexican food made fresh daily. Great food, great fun. It's great for the whole family. Come see us at the Border Restaurant right here on Main Street in Cedartown, or you can call for takeout at 678-246-1031. The Border Mexican Restaurant is the best Mexican food north of the border. That's the Border Restaurant right here in Cedartown.
Bradford's Drug Store in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacists take time to get to know you and answer any questions you may have. Go by and see Justin Strickland and all the folks at Bradford's, and be sure to use their convenient drive-thru. 500 North Main Street in Cedartown, 770-748-3100. Bradford's Drug, your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy.
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
The Dogs leave one in the bottom of the third. We'll go to the top of the fourth inning. 5-3 is your score. And the book is closed on Everett Perkins. He would go 3 innings, giving up 3 runs, all of them earned on 4 hits and recording 2 strikeouts. And Jay O'Neill has come to the mound in relief here in the top of the fourth inning. Peters will lead things off for Cartersville. 9-1-2 due up for the Purple Hurricanes.
Of course, we know O'Neill has that 4-seam fastball and that 2-seam cutter. Ball 1 just missing, 1 ball and no strikes. One-0 pitch. Misses up, 2 balls and no strikes.
A little up and in from O'Neill.
The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike.
Jay would pitch in Tuesday's loss. He would go 1 inning, giving up 1 run on 1 hit and recording 2 strikeouts.
Foul tip, 2-2. Thomas Peters, center fielder. 2-2 pitch on the way to it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That double kick there by O'Neill kind of threw the timing off of the batter. And that is out number 1. The first the second strikeout. Check that, the first strikeout by third strikeout by Cartersville player. So back to the top of the order, here's Purdy, and Purdy 1 for 1 with a run scored. Andrew Purdy hitting the left-handed batter's box. That pitch misses upstairs for ball 1 off the glove of Cedartown's backstop, Gavin Allred.
Just a reminder, the Bulldogs will be in action once again following this game. Second game of the twin bill. Hopefully we'll have first pitch of that game around 7:30, so be sure to tune in and join us in somewhere between 7 and 7:30.
That one just missing outside, ball 2. Fouled back to the screen, 2-1 the count. Cartersville with 3 runs on 4 hits.
Cedartown with 5 runs on 7 hits, Andrew. And the most impressive part, I think, so far of that line, no errors so far for this dog squad.
O'Neill deals a 2-1. Swing and a miss. Nasty pitch there from O'Neill. 2-2 the count with one gone. Struck him out. Swing and a miss for out number 2. And O'Neal has 2 strikeouts already.
Yep. Big spot there for O'Neal. Able to get that second strikeout. That'll bring up McKibben, who is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Jay Deals. Outside for ball 1. Jay O'Neal, the Georgia Tech commit. Battling his way back from injury. Very close to 100%. One 1-0 pitch on the way. Foul to the right side, strike 1.
So far in this outing, O'Neal looking very sharp on the mound for the Dogs.
Another foul tip, that's strike 2. Can he strike out the side? All 3 outs via the strikeout. We'll see.
He's 1 strike away from it. Step off. Time called now by McKibben. Home plate umpire will grant it.
How gracious of him. McKibben back in. O'Neal's been ready for the last minute. Shakes off a couple of signs. And he'll deal a 1-2. Got him looking for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts for the senior. We head now to the bottom half of the 4th. 5-3 lead for the Dogs.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
The Hurricanes go in order in the top of the 4th inning, courtesy of 3 strikeouts from senior Jay O'Neal. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Dogs still with a 2-run lead, 5-3 over the Hurricanes here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sam Branch alongside Andrew Carter here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, number 11.
Looks like it'll be 9-1-2. Due up for the Dogs. Jacob Yarber will come to the plate. 1 for 1 with a run scored.
Yarber's been pretty good in the bottom of this lineup. There's a called strike to him. 0-1 the count from Nate Russell. The pitch. Sliced right side, foul territory. First baseman giving chase, and I think he had a chance to get to it, but paused for a moment when he lost it in the sunlight, and then he couldn't get to the ball in time, and it drops harmlessly foul. 0-2 now the count to Yarborough. 0-2 as Nate Russell deals. Pitch is low and away for ball 1. Hiram with a 7-0 lead over the Woodland Wildcats. That's a top of the 4th score. 1-2 pitch. Outside for ball 2. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dogs looking to add to their lead after their 4-run lead was quickly cut in half. And there's a cut and a miss right there by Yarborough, and that's out number 1 as he strikes out swinging. 3rd strikeout thrown by Russell. And now it'll be Samuel Formby. Formby 1 for 2 with a run scored. He's also struck out once. Looked at a strike 3 called his last at bat, but was able to get a hit and a run scored in the 1st inning. And the first pitch he sees, he fouls it away. No balls and a strike. Wind continues to swirl. It's blowing out from center and from left to center. And that's popped foul out of play. Strike 2. Double on Ace Allen waits on deck. Russell with the 0-2. Just a little bit low for ball 1. That was very close to the strike 3 called on him in the last at bat, but just a little low. The 1-2 swing and a chopper down the right side, and that is a foul ball. Fouled it off his knee, and Samuel is really favoring that left knee. He's not, doesn't appear to be injured, more just shaken up there on that contact. He'll have a little bruise. And he's back in there quickly. The lefty, Samuel Formby, in the box. So now the 1-2 pitch on the way to him. Swing and a fly ball to right field. The catch will be made by Logan for the 2nd out. Thank you. Sam Branch with a save here.
0-0. Ace Allen.
On days like today, you got to wet your whistle.
You got that right. The pollen just has a way of causing all kind of problems.
Ace Allen's had a good day. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. Ace, a chopper toward 3rd and a foul ball for strike 1. Here we are in early April, the season starting in early February. Hard to believe it's been that long. 0-1 on the way. Bounced up there. 1-1. Two gone. Dogs 5, Canes 3. Time called at the plate. He steps back in there. Russell deals a 1-1 pitch, and that one gets away from him. 2-1 the count. Back to the backstop. It was well outside. Two balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Allen looking to stay perfect on the day at the plate. He'll look at a called strike 2, and that one will make you scratch your noggin.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Caleb Formby, who had the big bases clearing double with the bases juiced, back in the 2nd inning on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and he had to extend the zone there because of that previous pitch. So 3 up, 3 down go the Bulldogs here in the 4th inning. Dogs with 5 runs on 7 hits. The Canes, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. We now head to the 5th. The Dogs on top, 5-3.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
"5-3 is your score. Dogs still on top as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Jay O'Neill will be back on the mound for his 2nd inning of relief. He had a very good top of the 4th as he would strike out the side. Dogs looking to maintain the 2-run lead over this Cartersville Purple Hurricanes squad.
Up next, number 24, Cole Crawford.
It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up. Cole Crawford, the first baseman, the DH Cameron Cochran, and Juez Pratt, the catcher. So this is the heart of the lineup.
Crawford 1 for 2 with a strikeout.
O'Neill deals. Driven deep to center field. Goodbye. That one is long gone. 1-run game. It's 5-4. And that ball there's no doubt about it.
That one was tattooed. Right over the border Mexican restaurant sign there in left center field.
Well, he almost hit it to the border.
Yeah, you did. You were right about that.
Absolutely crushed. 2nd home run the Dogs have given up. It was a solo variety in this inning. And now here comes the DH Cameron Cochran. Cochran 0 for 1 with a run scored and a run batted in. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
I think Cochran wanted a piece of one himself on that swing.
Yeah, had a home run cut.
Time called. Allred's going to go out to the mound, make sure that he and O'Neill are on the same page.
You know, I think we talk about the pitch comm thing. I'm looking to see if he has his pitch comm on.
He's got the pack on his back.
Yes.
So
he's getting the signals. Of course, it doesn't work the same way as it works in Major League Baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A little low for ball 1. In Major League Baseball, the catcher communicates with the pitcher using the pitch comm, but here the dugout communicates with the catcher, and then the catcher communicates to the pitcher. And that one bounces up there for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. So in a sense, I guess you still have the signs, but you get the communication from the dugout. It takes out the having to shout out those number codes. That's fouled back to the screen again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's a little bit different than they use it in the majors. But even in college baseball now, the pitch clock is now being implemented. And it's just a matter of time before in high school it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's out number 1. All the outs recorded by O'Neill have been via the strikeout.
Did you catch the drama in the Kentucky-Texas A&M game?
Wasn't there like a curfew or something?
So it was a 4:30 curfew to start a new inning because it was their travel day. It was a Sunday afternoon. They could not start another inning after 4:30, so Kentucky used up every bit of time that they could to prevent from starting a new inning. Now, they had like a 10-6 lead over A&M.
High chopper off the glove of O'Neal, but fielded there by Tweet. The throw to first, high throw, and he's safe.
What a snag there, though, by Dalen Holiday. He gave it everything he could, kept it out of the dugout.
Yeah. It goes off the glove of O'Neal. That's a tough error, you know. I mean, I know it was off of the glove there, and he did throw wide of the bag. So that's going to go as a 1-4-3 error. Pickoff move to first base and back in safely is Pratt. So Pratt reaches on the air. Here's Logan. That's the first error by the Bulldogs today. Off-speed pitch popped up left side. Actually, it's pretty deep to left field, and Peak now coming in. That's the catch is made. The throw comes in, and that's out number 2.
Up next, number 34.
Logan tried to get into another one. He had the big 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning, but this one is just a little bit short, and this will bring up Elrod, the left fielder, who is 0 for 1 with a walk.
And one would think another pickoff move to first back safely is Pratt. One would think, going back to what you're talking about with the that Kentucky baseball game, I think the NCAA or the SEC or both, that's a foul.
Yeah, they may take a look at that, right?
They might take a look at that rule and see if there's an exception to it.
Kind of like the Dan Lanning Oregon rule that he exploited.
Yes.
To secure the win over Ohio State. They may have to look at that, make a mid-season change. It's rare to see that, but it does happen.
Well, if it's another pickoff move, as O'Neal is really quick to turn in for that pickoff. O'Neal comes set, and he'll deal to the plate. That's hit to left field over his Peak. No, that one falls. That's not Peak in left field. It's number 13 out there. That's B.J. Flemister, and that's going to tie the ball game. Game changer had not changed the outfield position out there, and I was thinking Peak has pretty long hair out there, and that was Flemister out there playing left field, and the ball drops, and that's going to be a 5-5 tie. And that is just unfortunate.
Number 19, David Vargas.
That'll bring up Vargas. Vargas 1 for 2. He's got a chance to give the Hurricanes the lead.
With 2 outs, I mean, Pratt was running, and he comes all the way around to score.
Looks like a pinch runner is going to be coming in for Elrod. It'll be number 13 for the Purple Hurricanes.
And to give BJ out there some credit, I mean, that was a little bloop shot. It was a dying duck to left field, and he gave it everything he could to get to it. Runner at second now with 2 outs and a tie ball game. Fastball high and tight for ball 1. Another one too, unusual baseball happening that occurred. Jack State versus Liberty. Liberty started. Their starting pitcher was ruled ineligible and had already thrown a pitch, and due to in the Conference USA rules, strike 1 call, 1-1 the count, and it could have also been NCAA rule, but Liberty forfeited the game.
Yep. He did not have the correct. They did not have his number listed on the roster.
And I've seen that happen in the high school ranks before, and it's just a clerical error. But when you get to that level, it's pretty tough. Line drive left field, base hit. Flemister fields. They've got the green light. The throw comes toward home plate, but it's wide of the plate, and Cartersville has the lead 6-5. Throw to second is going to go away from the bag, but backing up in center field is Formby. And Cartersville has now taken a 6-5 lead. And they've done that with 2 outs and a couple of errors in this inning.
Number 3, Thomas Peters.
So Vargas drives home Elrod from second base. Not a bad throw from the outfield by Flemister. He gets thrown into the mix out there in left field and has 2 big plays there. Cartersville 6, Cedartown 5.
Just shows you how important every single run is in a game against a team that's as good as Cartersville.
O'Neal's breaking action on his pitches has just kind of flattened out. High and tight, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Three runs have scored here in the top of the 5th. The pitch. Down low. 2-0 the count. The inning started with a solo home run, you might recall. Then we got a couple of outs. And then a couple more have scored off of a couple of misplays by the Bulldogs. The 2-0. Just missing outside for ball 3. O'Neill up to 27 pitches.
I don't expect him to go much past this inning, especially with the trouble that he's run into late here in this inning. He had a fantastic top of the 4th inning, but struggling here in the latter parts of the top of the 5th. That one's in there for a called strike. He'll take the count, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Pretty close to the 2-0 pitch a moment ago.
I agree with you, sir.
Hitters count now for Peters, but like we said before, this Cartersville team, they've got pop in their bats. O'Neill deals a 3-1. A little bit low for ball 4. That was a close one.
Very close. So that'll put Peters down at first base. That'll put runners at first and second with 2 out, and that'll take us back to the top of the order to Purdy.
Here comes Deport out of the dugout. And he'll bring all red in. Looks like the rest of the infielders will gather around Vargas over at second base.
Yeah, having a conversation.
2 more region series to go after this one. Dalton next week. 1 home, 2 away, and then next week, Southeast Whitfield will wrap up the regular season. I believe that's also a home and 2 away. So 2 outs after the conference is concluded. Vargas the runner at second, Peters the runner at first, and here's Purdy. Purdy 1 for 2, a run scored. Also a strikeout. O'Neill from the stretch, and here's the pitch. And he'll foul that one straight back to the screen for strike 1.
Love to get out of this inning and limit the damage to just the 3 runs, with Cartersville still threatening here with runners at first and second.
0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Good way to battle there by O'Neill. Purdy 1 for 2, a run scored and a strikeout. O'Neill would love to give him his 2nd strikeout of the game here. He's ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
From the stretch, the 0-2. Kind of reached out there and slapped it foul down the left side. And the count still 0-2. O'Neill steps off and bluffs to second base to get the runner back.
O'Neill up to 33 pitches now, 23 of which have been for strikes.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, blew him away high and in. That's out number 3, but the Canes score 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. That 1 earned run was a blast to straightaway center field. And Cartersville has taken the lead after they scored 3 here in the top of the 5th inning. We head out to the bottom half. Dogs got some work to do. Down by a run. We'll be back in a moment on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Coverage of Cedartown High School Bulldogs baseball on the Big AA is brought to you in part by Republican State Representative Trey Kelly of Cedartown.
This is Representative Trey Kelly. I want to wish all the players and coaches a safe and successful season. You've worked hard to represent us on the field, and I'm proud to represent you in the Georgia House of Representatives. Again, this is Representative Trey Kelly, and I want to thank you for listening to the Big Double A. Go Dogs!
This announcement paid for by State Representative Trey Kelly, kellyforhouse.com.
Are you ready for steel? Equipment, that is. At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
6-5 is your score. Cartersville Purple Hurricanes striking for 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Pitching change for the Purple Hurricanes. On the bump now for Cartersville will be number 12. Oh, same one. Excuse me. I thought we had made a change. Nope, they had made a change over in right field, I believe is what it is.
Yeah, Cochran now playing right field.
Well, when I saw the head coach talking to the umpire with his lineup card out, I thought, well, we must be having a pitching change.
Just a defensive change over in right field. Cameron Cochran was the DH. He's now playing right field. So I guess Braden Logan is out of the game or has moved over somewhere else. He's moved over to left field.
Yeah. It'll be Formby, O'Neill, Allred due up for the Dogs here in the bottom of the 5th.
Caleb Formby checks his swing, but they're going to call it a strike anyway.
Formby had that big 3 RBI double.
Well, if you're going to start a rally, this is a good place to start.
Good place in the lineup, good time in the game.
That one rolls all the way back to the backstop for ball 1. Want to give a shout out to Jay, who's watching at home.
Absolutely.
The other Jay.
The other Jay.
My Jay, and my wife as well. Swing and miss for strike 2. 1-2 the count. He does love baseball.
Well, that's understandable.
Yeah, he just...
I would definitely think so.
You know...
Runs in the family.
Yeah, it does. 1-2. Just missing outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
By Formby, that one was close, though. That'd be a hard pitch to take right there.
Russell deals a 2-2. That's a called strike 3, and he knew it.
Yep.
Formby will take a seat for out number 1. That's a tough pitch there. I tell you, Russell he's had a few struggles here in this ball game, but he's been very consistent and got a strike 3 called right there.
That'll bring up Jay O'Neill. O'Neill is 0 for 2 with an RBI.
Russell deals to O'Neill. Strike, 1-1. Bottom half of the 5th, Cartersville 6, Cedartown 5. Fouled off his knuckles. 0-2. We'll also see in the 6th inning if O'Neill comes back. My guess would be no, with his pitch count up past 30.
I would agree. I think you'll see us go back to the bullpen.
0-2 is lined to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Cochran. And O'Neill has a base knock with 1 out.
Just a good piece of hitting there for O'Neill. That'll be his first base hit of the afternoon. Allred, who's also 0 for 2, with a strikeout looking for his first base hit.
12 for 10, courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner will come in for O'Neill.
B.J. Flemister, which I guess he's going to, although he's still in the game, he's not in the lineup. That's Brian Waddell.
Yep.
About to say, because B.J. is playing left field now. So Waddell is the courtesy runner at first. And since O'Neill is the pitcher, you can do that and him re-enter if he decides to re-enter the game as the pitcher. And we're missing upstairs. Ball 1 to Gavin Allred.
Another good pitch there by Russell.
Allred quiet today at the plate, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 1-0 pitch. Big cut and a miss there. 1-1 the count.
That was Russell's 80th pitch. 57 of which have been 4 strikes through 4 1/3, giving up 5 runs. 4 of them have been earned on 8 hits. He's also recorded 5 strikeouts.
1-1 pitch. Line down the right field line, but foul. 1-2. Atlanta Braves get underway in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes from now.
At home at Truist Park versus the Marlins, a 3-game series.
Atlanta looking for their first win of the season. The only team in Major League Baseball without one.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and now Allred is down on strikes for out number 2. Going back to what you were talking about with Atlanta. Yes, they're 0-7. Yes, there's some problems. But, man, they had one of the toughest schedules to start the season of any team in Major League Baseball.
You are right.
When you start on the West Coast, when you're an East Coast team, you play the San Diego Padres, which they're a good team, and the best team and the richest team in baseball in the L.A. Dodgers. That's low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Dalen Holiday. Day, by the way, is 0 for 2.
Other teams in the National League East in action. The Mets defeated the Toronto Blue Jays earlier today by a final of 5-0.
1-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
The Nationals will be at home against the Diamondbacks. Washington 1-5 on the season so far. The Philadelphia Phillies 5-1. They will play host to the 8-0 LA Dodgers.
Go Dodgers, that's all I got to say. Grounded towards shortstop to deep short. He'll field and throw. A good play. Wow. Vargas to Crawford over first base on the run, and that'll retire the side. 1 runner left aboard for the Bulldogs. We head now to the top of the 6th inning. Cedartown now trails the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes 6-5.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673. Looking for great deals? Stop by Livewire Surplus, located on North Main Street in Cedartown. They've got everything from tools and generators to patio furniture, lawn mowers, flooring, cleaning supplies, mini splits, and much more. Whether you're tackling a project or upgrading your space, they've got what you need. Come check them out at the store today. You'll never know what you might find. Check them out on Facebook or visit their new website, livewiresurplus.com. That's Livewire Surplus, 546 North Main Street in Cedartown, 678-861-5021.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
(6-5) is your score as we head to the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah,
the
as we evaluate the teams we hate the most.
We dislike.
Yeah, off air we were kind of talking about that, how we dislike certain teams, and
the Phillies are very high on that
they're
list.
the top of
the baseball list.
Top of the list for both of us, I think.
Yep. Andrew Baldwin will come in relief.
I'll tell you, Baldwin, Sam, has been really good for the Bulldogs this season, getting his varsity action this year, and he's been a guy to eat up innings, and he'll throw you strikes and get you out of innings, and he's done a great job at doing that this season.
Close the book on Jay O'Neill. He would go 2 innings, giving up 3 runs. Only one of those was be earned. 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and would only issue 1 walk. So Baldwin will come in a tough spot here in the top of the 6th. Dogs down 1, looking to hold the Hurricanes right where they are. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up for Cartersville. McKibben, Crawford, Cochran.
I love how your top sports list had Alabama on top.
It did.
Philly second, and Georgia third.
Absolutely. As an Auburn fan.
But I don't have Auburn on that list.
That's okay. You know why, though?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, that's it. Whatever. Low and away for ball 1 to the leadoff batter, McKibben.
They're not very good as of late. Now, if they come out and win the SEC.
1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Not likely.
No, let me take that back. I think I would move Georgia down the list a little bit.
Okay.
I think I'd put Ohio State above Georgia.
I can go along with that. Ball 3, that breaking ball missing low.
When Jimbo Fisher was at Texas A&M was pretty high on that list.
I imagine so.
USC, pretty high on that list.
Yeah, but USC isn't relevant anymore.
They're not.
3-0 pitch on the way. There's a called strike on the breaking ball. 3-1 the count. Although the sports media tries to make them relevant. Well, because they want them to be relevant so bad, but they never are.
Well, that's where the money is.
3-1 on the way.
On the West Coast in California.
That one missing low, ball 4. He checked his swing. I thought maybe he went around, but no appeal.
Do you have an NFL team
that I hate the most?
Yeah.
Probably the Saints.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a Falcons fan, I'm sure your answer would be a Saint.
The Saints. Number 1. Number 2 probably would be. I gotta say, I don't like the Chiefs.
I don't like the Chiefs.
I really don't.
Don't like the Chiefs either. Big fan of Andy Reid. Not a big fan of the Chiefs. Thank you, T. Swift. You've ruined it for everyone.
Just missing outside. Ball 1 to number 34. This is
Crawford. Should be
24. Yeah, that's Cole Crawford. Game changer has frozen.
Yeah, they have. Did we lose? Did the battery die? Oh, there we go. We're catching back up.
Okay,
Or at least mine is.
2 balls and no strikes. The count.
All right. I don't watch enough of hockey to have a hockey team that I dislike.
Breaking ball upstairs for ball 3. Another NFL team I'd have to say probably would be San Francisco.
Really?
I don't like San Francisco. Don't like them. 3-0 on the way. Ball 4. 2 straight have reached here in the 6th inning.
I'm surprised the Cowboys are not on that list for you, simply because I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are a team that people either
love or hate.
I don't think there's a lot of in between. But again,
I'm really neutral on the Cowboys, honestly.
But again, though, they haven't been relevant.
Yes. Not since the 90s.
No.
But yeah, I would say those teams for sure. Well, Tampa. I don't like Tampa either.
Yeah, I don't like Tampa. I don't think I've ever liked Tampa.
And if you want to ask what NBA teams I dislike, it would be
Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers, Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
So here's Cochran after the 2 straight walks. There's a called strike. 0-1. I'll put the any team that LeBron James plays on.
Correct.
I don't like the Knicks.
No.
0-1 pitch. Outside for ball 1.
I don't think I like any New York sports team.
So the Brooklyn Nets don't like the
nope.
Used to be New Jersey Nets. Since when does a borough get their own basketball team?
I don't know.
1-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball. Strike 2.
That was a really good pitch there by Baldwin. One ball, 2 strikes. The count. 2 on, nobody out.
1-2 pitch. Just missed outside. 2-2. That was a really good pitch there from Baldwin. Did not get the call. That was a really good pitch. Can't believe he didn't get a strike 3 right there. Look to second. 2-2 pitch. High and tight for ball 3. Spencer Schwellenbach gets the start on the bunt for Atlanta.
Schwellenbach.
But not only has the start for the Braves been just terrible, but 3-2 pitch bounces up there for ball 4. And now 3 on with nobody out and 3 straight walks.
Okay, number 1.
So Cochran draws the free pass. The ball did get away. McKibben faked like he was coming home, but did not. And now here's Julius Pratt, the catcher. And Pratt is 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk.
Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner or a pinch runner over at first base for Cochran.
But back to Atlanta, the things that have really been bad for Atlanta, a lot of it has been off-field stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And injuries.
Yep.
Of course, Sean Murphy, that started in spring training with his injury.
If you look at the 2024 season, that's what the entire season comprised of, was just the injury bug.
And then, of course, Lopez is now out for an extended amount of time. And that's going to be a hit batsman. It's going to be 7-5. And Baldwin struggling mightily here in the 6th inning. And I think Coach Johnson is about to pull him. And he is heading to the mound. This game was a 5-1 score, Sam, not long ago. And the Hurricanes have scored 4 unanswered runs. And that will be the end of the line for Andrew Baldwin. He cannot record an out here in the 6th inning. I'm going to skip it right here. I like the discussion we're having, though, about the Atlanta Braves. The Jerickson Profar incident.
It's just unfortunate.
Extremely unfortunate.
And of course, you can't dig too much into it, or at least the organization is not going to dig too much into it and release that type of information.
But I mean,
according to
how
his...
do you not know?
I don't know. According to his statement, it was an off-season... This is my question. According to his statement, it was a test during the offseason.
For those who don't know, Atlanta's newest outfielder, their big signing in the offseason, suspended for 80 games for a performance-enhancing substance that was discovered in his system. And he's also not eligible to play in the playoffs, which, again, is another thing. So that contract basically does you no good.
No.
And the Braves are going to have to try to cut their losses. You do get Ronald Acuna Jr. back sometime in May, but that to me is just, I guess, a pie in the face to Atlanta Braves fans. And I liked the Profar acquisition in the offseason, but it's turned into an absolute nightmare for the Atlanta Braves. And put that on top of the bats not doing anything and the bullpen melting down. It's just been tough. Starting pitching had been bad.
It hasn't.
That's
You were talking about Schwellenbach. I watched a little bit of the last game that Schwellenbach pitched in. I watched a little bit of the game that A.J. Smith-Shawver pitched in. Both of those guys looked pretty good. Bryce Elder looked good the other night.
He did.
But it's just been the breakdown in the bullpen, like you said. And the problem is, though, from a fan standpoint, I feel like that's the question mark going into every season with this Braves organization is, where does the bullpen stand? And it gets to a point where it almost becomes comical because you think, well, here we are, same song, different verse, and it's just, I don't know, it's very frustrating from the fan standpoint. And of course, that the front office, big swing and a miss there for Logan. The front office, of course, is making decisions off of what they think will win them ball games.
Well, and they also are making the decision on their purse as well, and that's
right. But
that's the advantage. That's the disadvantage that the Atlanta Braves have had. By the way, Owen Pilgrim on the hill now for the Bulldogs, and there's a called strike 2. Nothing into the count.
But it would also be nice if every now and then you felt like that the organization would make a decision that the fans would not only just appreciate, but at the very least understand. Which I feel like the Profar sign was. I agree with you on that one. I think that was a a good off-season acquisition, but then it turns out to just cost you everything.
Ball one missing high and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, you lose Max Fried in the offseason. We kind of figured that was going to happen. We also let 2 great bullpen arms go as well. 1-2 pitch is sliced to right field. Coming in to make the catch is Yarbrough, and he'll throw in quickly. Nobody advances, 1 out.
Good play there by the Dogs to keep everybody at bay. That 2-run deficit, it's Owen Pilgrim's job to hold it right there and not let it grow any. Of course, it was a 1-run deficit when this inning started, but Andrew Baldwin unable to record it out. Get a batsman to walk in a run, basically. And that's the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Cochran, it looks like.
Cochran takes upstairs. Ball 1. He was the DH. He is now the right fielder. And Coach, I gotta tell you, I agree with you totally. When Ron Washington left, that's when things went downhill.
Yep.
As far as the team goes. That's ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. You know, and you can see it just by looking at how the team just holds themselves. High and away for ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes. You've got a lot of the same guys still out there. There's a throw that kind of went away from Pilgrim, and it almost cost us a run just then. Dogs down 7-5 here after the Canes have scored another run here in the 6th inning. But you can just kind of see the team, the Atlanta Braves, we should say, they're just not. They have no drive right now. Ball 4 inside. That'll walk home another run. It's 8-5.
Well, and you also have to wonder about the toll that back-to-back years of injuries to Ronald Acuna Jr., taking him out of a large part of that season, have played on the morale of the team.
Here's Vargas. Canes lead now 8-5. Pilgrim deals. Ball 1 high and away.
When you have somebody like him who is a cornerstone of not just your offense, but just your team in general, on the field as well as in the clubhouse.
1-0 pitch. Nice breaking ball for a called strike 1.
When he's not even able to compete, much less compete at the highest level that we know that he's capable of, it starts to mess with the things between your ears.
There's a called strike 2, 1-2 the count. And I think also, too, the Atlanta Braves, and again, I know we're not broadcasting the Atlanta Braves right now, but between pitches, we're kind of making the comment. 1-2 pitch. Just missing outside, 2-2. Honestly, I think their offensive approach to the game has been flawed over the past couple of years. They're trying to hit 2 3-run home runs. Play small ball like Bobby Cox did. Ground ball to shortstop. Caleb Formby goes to second for 1. That's all they're going to get. Another run will score. It's 9-5. And the Canes now lead by 4. 2 gone. And now runners at the corners.
It almost makes you wonder how many more years Snit has.
Well, and again,
and it's not just because of the performance. I think, let me follow that up with this. I think you're seeing a major shift in Major League Baseball to getting away from some of the older managers to much younger managers. You've seen that in the NFL over the past few seasons. Some of the best, head coaches in the National Football League right now are guys in their 40s. And when you've got an aging manager like Snitker,
that's why Belichick is not at New England anymore.
Right. But it makes you wonder, how much longer, if things continue with the way that they have the past couple of seasons for the Bravos, how much longer will they let Snit? Now, I think he has earned the right to go out on his own terms.
And I'm not sure what his contract is.
I'm not either.
But either way, it's been a tough couple of years for the Braves. I mean, they've made the playoffs all those years.
Yep.
But then you hit teams in the playoffs and you don't go anywhere. It's like the early 2000s all over again. Ball one. That one just missing there to Peters.
So are you saying that we're reliving our childhood?
I'm afraid so.
It's painful.
Rounded toward third. That's a fair ball. That one's going to hurt. One run's going to score. It's all the way in the corner. A big turn by Vargas. He's going to be at third base, slides in safely. It's a double for Peters, and it's a 10-5 lead for the Canes.
Cartersville just continuing to pour it on. That's their fourth run of this sixth inning. They scored third back in the fifth. 2 in the third, 1 in the first. And have a 5-run lead over this Cedartown squad. At one point, this was a 5-1 lead for the Cedartown Bulldogs.
9 unanswered runs by the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes.
Purdy to the plate. That one for Pilgrims upstairs. Ball one.
Coach says Kirby Smart to the Braves. He'd get them fired up,
Hey,
I'll tell you that.
You will hear 0 complaints from this guy.
2 balls and no strikes, low and away. Yeah, I know.
None.
Cause and effect right there.
Yeah, not a single complaint from this guy over here on that move.
2-0 pitch. Ball 3. There's a called strike, 3-1.
Good pitch there by Pilgrim. Of course, you assume Purdy was probably taking all the way there at 3-0. So Owen will come set, and the 3-1's on the way.
That one is popped up in the infield. Who wants it? Shortstop Caleb Formby calls for it, makes the catch, and 2 are left aboard. But another big inning for the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes. 4 runs score, and they open up a 10-5 lead over the Bulldogs. We'll come back with the home half of the inning after this on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Timeout. All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Shop local and save big at Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10% on South College Street in Cedartown. High-quality hand-cut meats and produce and low-priced national brand name dry groceries and lots more. And while you're there, stop and get something fresh and delicious from the deli. That's Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10%, 430 South College Street in Cedartown across from the post office. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. That's Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10% on South College Street in Cedartown.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
A 4 spot in the top of the 6th gives the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes a 5-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 10-5 is your score. Cedartown bats have gone quiet. Cedartown scoring 2 runs in the first inning, 3 runs in the second inning, and they have gone silent ever since. Russell will remain on the mound for the Hurricanes. And the Dogs will come to the plate with Owen Gerald to lead things off. 7, 8, 9 due up.
Well, Russell, 5 innings of work, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. You take out those first couple innings, he's been very efficient. Dogs need to get the bats going here in the 6th.
Tweet 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
First pitch on the way to Gerald. Strike called, 0-1. 7-6 lead. Hiram leads Woodland. 5th inning of play. Off-speed pitch called strike 2.
We'll take that. Hiram win does not hurt the Dogs at all.
Reaches out and grounds that one to the pitcher. Great play, but he'll have a late underhand toss to first base, and Tweet legs out a single.
Really good athletic play there by Russell, who made the play and then fell to the turf but was able to get that underhand shovel over to Crawford. But like you said, just not in time as Gerald is able to leg it out.
You know, that's one of those situations where you might want to try to flip the ball with your glove if you're down there. I don't know. I mean, you might flip it away, but at least give yourself a chance there. That extra second gave
They said the
Gerald
reach is on an error.
That's not an error.
I don't think that's an error at all.
That is not an error.
Either way, that'll bring up Everett Perkins, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
They're going to rule it the third Cartersville error, but again, like I said,
I don't agree with that one.
The ball was not thrown away from the bag. It was just thrown late to the bag.
Maybe they're going to say because he fell and he didn't.
Still, I mean,
I agree.
The fact that he got to it at all was incredible.
I think you tip your cap to Russell and move on with that one.
Perkins takes a called strike of the outside corner, 0-1 the count. 0-1 pitch. High. Runner is caught between first and second, and we just run ourselves into an out right there. And there's really no excuse for that. Gerald gets caught between first and second. And he will head back to the dugout. Tweet froze between first and second, and that freeze gave him plenty of time to throw over there to first again.
He had a pretty good jump,
I thought. Fly to the right side. That'll be out of play, I think. Yes.
But then he just slammed on the brakes. That one landing just beyond the bullpen area over on the Cartersville side. Big weekend in college basketball. The Final Four out in San Antonio, Texas.
Well, I know you're going to be...
The SEC will make an appearance
represented
in the national championship game. You've got the Florida Gators taking on the #1 overall seed out of the SEC. Little team down from Auburn, Alabama.
1-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, 2 outs.
And, of course, you have the giant in the Duke Blue Devils taking on the Houston Cougars.
Definitely a blue blood.
And if you look at it, Auburn has faced all 3 teams in the Final Four, and they're 1-2 against the other 3 teams. They beat Houston early in the season. They lost to Duke on the road at Cameron Indoor by about 8 points.
Wasn't that their first loss of the season?
It was, and then they were absolutely eviscerated by the Florida Gators at Neville Arena.
1 ball, no strikes. That one missing upstairs to Jacob Yarber. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1.
I have not even kept up with our CBS bracket. I'll have to go look at that. Our Sports Talk Live guys.
I think I had Houston in the Final Four, but those are the only ones. I had Alabama in there too.
I did not have the Tide.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
My Final Four actually was Florida and Duke. But I had Michigan State and Tennessee. Yes, I did not pick my own team to make it out of the Elite Eight.
Wow. There's a swing and a foul. Just got a piece of it, did Yarber. Still 1-2. No, I had Auburn winning it.
I like to.
I didn't have Duke in there. I did not have Duke in the final.
I like to underestimate my team. That way, when they exceed my expectations, I'm happy.
And you're not as disappointed?
Correct.
Because gosh knows, Auburn fans deal with that time and time again. That's upstairs ball too. Although this season in basketball and baseball, Auburn really good.
Yep.
Of course, also the Georgia Bulldogs are like number 2 in the nation. They are really good. They are really good.
College baseball, absolutely.
The 2-2 pitch on the way. Outside for a full count, 3-2 to Jacob Yarber.
This is only the second Final Four appearance for the Auburn Tigers. This is their second, though, in 5 years under Bruce Pearl.
3-2 pitch on the way. Just missed outside, ball 4. So a 2-out free pass for Jacob Yarber. He reaches
that
for
was
the
good
second
bat
time.
There for Yarber. That'll flip the lineup over. We'll go back to the top of the order. Samuel Forby will come to the plate, 1 for 3 with a run scored and a strikeout. There are 2 outs, though, in the inning. And if you're going to fight your way back into this one, you can't wait till the bottom of the 7th to do it. You need to start right here. And the Dogs in a bit of a hole. Already 2 outs in the inning.
The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. I'll tell you, though, the way Duke has been playing,
I don't think anybody's going to beat Duke.
It's going to be tough.
I don't think, and that's who I have picked.
Gators have it tough.
I have Florida and Duke in the championship game, and I've got the Blue Devils coming out on top.
0-1 is drilled foul down the right side. It's 0-2.
Smoked it, but foul. Young fan
Duke's
from Joe Frank Harris Parkway is going to be going home with a souvenir.
Or we'll be bringing the souvenir back, at least. Unless you want to sneak it out of here.
That's right.
0-2 pitch. Pops foul and out of play. We'll do it again.
That was going to be a fan from over on Girard Avenue taking one home. Speaking of Girard, how about the bridge project going to be done a day early, hopefully?
I'm ready for it.
Have you ever heard of any type of road construction being done ahead of schedule?
It's doesn't happen
much less on schedule.
I wish the Martha Berry Highway one would get done.
Oh, well.
But that Main Street one, though, has been a pain in the neck. But it is very close to being completed. The one Main Street.
You can almost see it.
Almost. I know the College Street residents will be very happy.
As well as those folks that live just off of College Street.
0-2 pitch. Outside high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Altoona beats Cass 3-2. Very close game there between the Buccaneers, who have really killed everybody else in the region, and Cass, who we swept. 1-2 pitch on the way. Inside, pops away. No advance, though, for Yarbrough at first base.
That's a good decision there by Jacob.
Absolutely. You don't want to run into another out.
We've already run into way too many of those this game.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, got him looking, and Formby is upset as he heads to the dugout. 1 left the board for the Bulldogs in the 6th inning. We head now to the 7th. Cartersville Purple Hurricanes with a 10-5 lead over the Cedartown Bulldogs. We'll be back in a moment on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey, it's the Border Mexican Restaurant located at 718 North Main Street right here in Cedartown. They serve a wide variety of your favorite Mexican food made fresh daily. Great food, great fun. It's great for the whole family. Come see us at the Border Restaurant right here on Main Street in Cedartown, or you can call for takeout at 678-246-1031. The Border Mexican Restaurant is the best Mexican food north of the border. That's the Border Restaurant right here in Cedartown.
Bradford's Drug Store in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacists take time to get to know you and answer any questions you may have. Go by and see Justin Strickland and all the folks at Bradford's, and be sure to use their convenient drive-thru. 500 North Main Street in Cedartown, 770-748-3100. Bradford's Drug, your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy.
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
Dogs strand 1 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. 10-5 is your score. Owen Pilgrim still out on the mound for the Dogs. Cedartown had a 5-1 lead back in the 3rd inning of this game and looked to be well in control. But the Hurricanes have battled back and have jumped out to a 5-run lead. It'll be McKibben, Crawford, and Cochran due up. Or no, McKibben, Crawford, and probably, Pratt maybe? Because Cochran moved down in the lineup. We know it's McKibben. 0 for 2, a run scored, 2 walks, and a strikeout for the Cartersville second baseman.
Pilgrim beginning his second inning of work. There's a fly ball hit to deep center field, back to that batter's eye, and it's way out of here, over the batter's eye. And another home run by the Cartersville Canes.
That's the third one of the afternoon.
11-5. Solo shot to straightaway center field. Over the batter's eye. So McKibben with a homer.
That'll bring up Crawford. Crawford 2 for 3.
Crawford has a home run today as well.
Run scored, a walk and a strikeout.
It's that one foul in the air down the right side. Would won the count. Logan, Crawford, and McKibben, all three have homers. A 1 pitch. Hit the shortstop, Caleb Formby. Got a funny hop, though, but handled it well. Throws to first base in time to retire the first out of the inning.
Formby flashing a little bit of leather over there, making that play.
Up next, number 35, Cameron Cochran.
So here's Cameron Cochran. Was the DH, now playing right field. The umpire, home plate umpire, making note of that on his lineup card. Make sure everything matches up. And he seems satisfied with the result, so here we go. Cochran hitless, but he does have an RBI. Breaking ball misses up for ball 1. One 0 pitch. Nice breaking ball. Started in, came out. 1-1.
It almost looked like it's there in the right-handed batter's box where it started.
1-1 pitch. Foul to the left side. Strike 2. Cartersville's coach over there had to dance out of the way. I believe that might be Coach Tucker over there in the third base box. 1-2 the count. Pilgrim deals. Popped up behind us and out of play.
Took off some on that one, off-speed pitch.
Give it forward.
Here's the 1-2. That breaking ball misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count to Cochran.
We'll have the second game of the Twin Bill following the conclusion of this game, and then a short little break.
Popped him up. Right side, Holiday giving chase, but that's going to drift out of play toward the, it's going to land in the Cartersville dugout.
Of course, we'll start a new Facebook Live video as well as YouTube Live video and NFHS Network video.
Should be looking for that on your computer.
We'll send it back to the station in between for a little
classic country
music here on the Big Double A. Of course, if you like really classic country music, be sure to join me in the morning from about 7:45 until 9:05.
2-2 pitch on the way. Driven deep but foul down the left side. Yeah, I don't even bother scheduling anything before 1980 on there.
Yeah.
During Sam's shift.
All classics.
And usually Sam just picks his own music anyway. So.
50s, 60s, and 70s.
Maybe even earlier.
Yep, you never know.
The 2-2 pitch. Popped him up left side. Third base, Ace Allen over, but he'll watch it hit something. Hopefully not my truck. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, I agree. Home plate umpire calling for more baseballs already.
Been a lot of them fouled off here. The 2-2. Popped up in the infield this time. Holiday coming in hard. He'll give way to the Bulldogs catcher, Gavin Allred, who had a much better angle at it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So quite a battle there. He ends with a pop out in foul territory.
That'll bring up the catcher, Pratt.
Next up, number 1.
Pratt 0 for 2. Run scored, as well as a run batted in. He's also walked and struck out. Only thing he doesn't have on the scorecard is a hit.
Well, let's not give it to him now. There's a strike, 0-1. The kick and the pitch. Inside, 1-1. Tapper to third base. The throw to first will kind of roll off. It really kind of sounded awkward. I thought it might have been a foul ball, but I think it's going to be a base hit.
Ace Allen tried to hustle over and and it just
slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, actually hit the pitcher's mound as it made its way across.
Number 33. Braden Logan.
So we'll have a courtesy runner come in for Pratt, the catcher, and that'll bring up Logan. 1 for 4, a run scored, 2 RBIs.
Stretch and the pitch. Strike called, 0-1.
Logan has the big 2-run blast back in the 3rd inning.
Strike 2 call. Cartersville fans don't like the call, and I can understand why.
I think we got a gift on that one. Christmas in April.
Pilgrim set the 0-2 pitch. Missed high with that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Logan with a little extended look back at the home plate umpire, I think, just to make sure he wasn't going to call that one a strike.
There's a foul ball hit. Out of play. Speaking of, we talked about fans watching in different locations. Of course, fans sitting up at the top of the hill there. Noticing out there in the outfield, looks like...
that might be the best seat in the house out there.
Well...
And possibly the most innovative.
Well, how about a strike 3 call to end the inning? We'll take that. 1-run scores for the Canes in the top of the 7th, and it's up to the Bulldogs here. They got to score 6 to continue, 7 to win. Tough task. We'll see if they can do it. Back after this on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
A new pitcher for the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Dogs, down 11-5. Logan Shrewsbury will head to the mound, so you can close the book on Russell, who would go 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, 4 of which were earned on 8 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Not a bad outing for Russell.
Yeah, not a bad outing at all. He really, he struggled in the first couple of innings, gave up the 2 runs in the first inning, and then that bases clearing double that scored 3 in the second. And after that, a bunch of zeros. Cedartown's bats going cold after that hot start. And the throw to second base from Pratt to McKibben, and here we go. I believe it'll be double alt to lead it off.
I think you are right, sir. Should be 2, 3, and 4 due up. Allen, Formby, O'Neill.
First up, Cedartown, 00, Ace Allen.
Allen, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored and a strikeout. Time to get the rally caps on, folks.
Good place to start. The pitch. That's a foul ball off the foot.
Yep, got the inside part of that lead foot. That one hurt.
Just seems to be that kind of day for the Bulldogs. Last chance for Cedartown here in the 7th inning. 10 unanswered runs for the Canes. Called strike 2.
Shrewsbury's got a little pop on that one.
He does. Shrewsbury with the 0-2. Missing outside, ball 1. Bottom half of the first, no score in Atlanta. Runner at third base with 2 outs. Can the Braves finally have a base hit with a runner in scoring position? 1-2, swing and miss, strike 3, and Allen has gone on strikes.
Looks like we also have a new catcher in the game for Cartersville for this last inning of work. It looks like Brady Curlin, maybe.
Number 8, Caleb Formby.
So Caleb Formby comes to the plate, 1 for 2. Of course, his one hit was a big 3 RBI double. That would put the Dogs up 5-1, and the bats have been quiet ever since.
Popped up and foul, strike 1. A 1 pitch on the way. And missing up, 1-1. Pretty good pitch there, but he missed up with it. The 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss, 1-2. One-two pitch is high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one fouled to the right side. We'll do it again.
A lot of foul balls in this game.
A ton of them.
The Braves will strand the runner at third.
Shocker.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Shocker. The 2-2 pitch. Upstairs for ball 3. The count is now full. Who struck out? Or
Olson. Yep.
3-2. That's hit hard to left field, but playable. And the catch is made by Logan.
Formby hit that one on a rope, but Logan in good position there, able to make the play for out number 2. So the Bulldogs are down to their final out, and it'll be up to Jay O'Neill. O'Neill 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Sam has brought up the Braves game on his iPad.
we'll see how well we can multitask here.
I was missing for ball one ball, no strikes. The last time I did that, watching another sporting event, it was the Dalton Cedartown soccer game.
Yes.
Hopefully this time one will go better. 1-0 on the way. Missing low and away, 2 balls and no strikes as Jay was able to check his swing. Should be a Braves on Gray game tonight, I think. Braves baseball over the air. 2-0 pitch. Called strike inside corner, apparently. 2-1. Channel 17 over the air, if you can get it from Atlanta. On Peachtree TV, formerly WTBS. Strike 2 called, and now the Dogs down their final strike. 2-2 the count now with 2 outs. The 2-2. Outside, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Jay O'Neill. Little comebacker to the mound. Over to first in time, and the Bulldogs fall in game 2 of the series. 11-5. The Cartersville Purple Hurricanes coming back from down 5-1 to win it 11-5, and this one hurts if you're the Cedartown Bulldogs. We'll go ahead and send it back to the radio station on the audio side of things for a video viewers. We will be back on another video in just a little bit, so be sure to stay tuned for that here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network. Your final 11 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Cartersville, 5 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for the Bulldogs. The final game of the series coming up in about 30 minutes. Stay with us here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big Double A.
W291 TS Cedartown. Your home